What's up, Kingdom? Are you bored of these boring builds in last Epoch? Cover wall screen with numbers and other stuff. Do you want like classic archer build? It can't be more classic than this one. As always, first of all let me show you how this build played out, so you can decide do you want to play it or not. It's super basic. We got our favorite ability Shift that gives us ability to basically teleport a little bit, and as you can see we got these shurikens, a little protective layer. Also we got Decoy to make enemies attack Decoy and not us, and got Smoke Bomb, so 3 protective skills. How we will do damage? With Puncture. Okay, it's like deadly stuff. Look what can Puncture do. We're basically jumping and starting to unleash this incredible damage, and that's super classic archer style. We're doing really high amount of damage, nice attack speed, a lot of arrows. We got 2 clones that doing damage too. They can jump like kite enemies. I think it's cool. It's really interesting to play if you like classic hit and run build. So if you like, I don't know, it's just super classic archer as it could be. And if you want to play this archer yourself, if you want this build, make sure to stick around and I will explain everything from passives to skills, how to build and what to learn on your journey. So first of all, our skills. Main damage dealer will be Puncture, but we got Flurry on the bird, it's doing nice damage too, but there will be no Flurry in our skill and specialization. Why? Because we're just using it for rotation. With this build, Puncture will take loads of mana. Just look at this, look at mana pool, it's just depleting in a second. So to replenish your mana, we need to use Flurry. You're using just 3 attacks with Flurry, jumping backwards, and then again our Puncture. And that's basically our rotation. You will feel it when you play a little bit of this archer, and it will be natural to you to do your Puncture, get out of mana, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just Puncture again, jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, jump again, and that's gameplay. Okay, normally I'm not planning builds with gear in mind, but for Marksman, for this classic archer, I actually recommend looking for some gear that will increase your frostbite chance, frostbite damage, freeze rate multiplier, cold damage, and other stuff like this. Basically, cold ball. That's very nice set for archer, and it will be on the screen right now. You will see boots that will work with this build, like Snow Drift and Morning Frost. Also, you will see Rain of Winter, which is really cool bow, and Frostbite Shackles, and also Quiver that doing a lot of cold and frostbite stuff too. So make sure to look on these items, and don't forget all loot filters, spot, bow guard. You can get it from my Google Sheet in description. So our skills. Let's start with our main skill, Puncture. Let's get straight to the business. So Puncture normally not eating any amount of mana, or almost no mana, and you most of the time not even feeling that the skill using any type of mana. That's my favorite skill for early game and going through the campaign as archer. And in the beginning, when you didn't have a lot of cool stuff, you can go to the right side and get physical resistance shredding, bow hit piercing chance, other stuff. But that's the story for another day. I got built with complete Puncture build, which will be physical archer, complete physical archer. It will come very soon. For now, I recommend going with Bleed and Poison. So go to the right side, to the left side, get Perforate, increase your bleed chance, and with all nodes that I will show you, here you will see 5 points in this. Don't get all 5 points straight away. Instead, get all nodes on your way and then level them up. So Perforate, then press the attack to get chance to get Frenzy for increased attack speed, really cool stuff. And then get Cadence of Dash. It will increase damage and area of effect of the spell. You will shred through a lot of enemies really fast and really easy. Then get some Toxic Delivery and Infectious Toxin. So this will increase damage over time, basically a lot of damage over time. It's very useful against big bosses in early game, super powerful stuff. And also you can get Bloodthirst. That will suck a lot of bleed on them, very powerful. So closer to the late game, full build, when you get some stuff going on, you can go to the bottom part, reduce your attack speed and increase your damage. And make sure you know what you're doing when you're picking Penumbral Ambush. So Penumbral Ambush, that's the skill that creates 2 mirages and increasing your mana cost. So it's very hard to do more attacks than just like 5 in this early game part when you got like around 100 mana like me. But later in the game you want to scale some items with mana actually, and you want to have around like 300-400 mana. It will be like best option for you, so you can shoot a lot more arrows and they will do crazy amount of damage. And also one more reason why you want to go to this road into bleed and poison. When you get your build, when you will find your quiver will convert all bleed and poison into frostbite chances, so it will be like double stacking frostbite, and enemies will cry when they will try to get to you. But even right now, as you can see, build is working pretty nicely. So that's basically levels. I will get more like levels on it. I will get timing probably to get more damage in here, but that's basically it. That's it, everything we need. Now let's talk about shurikens. Why we're leveling them up. You can take them as early as you wish, but basically this will be combination. With shurikens, you want to instantly go to the bottom left, get alacrity, increasing your attack speed. Of shurikens, of course, not your attack speed. Then you get fan of blade to get more shurikens, and then blade shield. Shurikens will be casted around you for 3 seconds. And these two nodes over here. Increase duration of this rotating shurikens and blade armor to give you armor. So that's nice protective layer. What we can do next? Next we're going to the top left and getting toxic tips. Shurikens has chance to poison enemies. This will help you in early game a lot. But after 2 points you're going to the top left, flip a coin. Now you have more additional shuriken, but with a chance. So 50% to spawn more shurikens. That's basically everything you need. You can get a little bit in Ethereal Blades to have chance to pierce through enemies, so shurikens kinda go through a lot of enemies and not destroy themselves. You can get entry points to increase hit damage per alignment stack, and you stack in a lot of alignment, so why not? But mostly that's everything you need. You don't need a lot of other stuff. So pierce chance will be nice, just so shurikens will stay longer. And why we're taking shurikens? Of course, because we got our shift ability. So shift is used to travel through the map, escape enemies, and will help you kite enemies a little bit easier. So you just use your old mana, you need to recharge your mana, shift backwards, do your flurry strikes. And that's why you want to have 2 points in shadow recuperation, and then you will unlock sleight of hand. You throw shurikens at nearby enemies after shifting. So in early game you can even use shurikens by your hand until you unlock everything over here, and then get your velocity. It will increase cooldown recovery speed, so you can have this shift used more often. Very useful stuff. And then go to the bottom node, get swift recovery. After using shift you will get mana, like slight recharge is always nice, and shadow sleep. You are invulnerable while shifting. That's super cool, because now you can use it against bosses and dodge their attacks more easily. And elusive. You have additional dodge chance per point of your dexterity for 1 second after shifting. Being able to dodge is really nice. So that's 3 skills. Last 2 skills. Smoke bomb. Like standard leveling is smoke bomb, I guess it's always the same. Basically you get a shroud in darkness to give you a chance to get glancing blow, dodge rating increase, and also you will get this buff for duration of 2 seconds. But you want to get this buff more often, that's why you get it in a rapid concealment and get just straight 4 points in here. Now let's level up other nodes and go to the right side, bottom right, increase your area, just 1 point in here will be enough. Get enfeeblement. When enemies come close, you're using your smoke bomb and enemies will be affected by frailty, they will do less damage to you. Also moonlight bomb will give you silver shroud stacks, and this will give you ability to dodge next attack. Get 3 points in here, so now when you're using this shroud, you will dodge next 3 attacks. 100%. Very powerful stuff. Also, you don't have enough protection and enough leech against damage over time abilities, so being able to cleanse them is really nice. So this note over here, cleansing steam, is useful. And then allocate points in generosity to increase area and lingering fumes to increase duration. So that's my favorite note. Pretty basic leveling of the skill. And now let's go to decoy. And because we will slow down enemies ourselves later when we will get full build with this frost bows, quivers and other stuff, we can actually use decoy for the same reason, but also it will be useful in early game. Get 2 points in boom to increase final explosion damage and area, and then get 1 point in frostfire powder. Now fire will be changed to cold, ignite to chill. and get at least like 2 points in Freezing Blast to get freeze rate multiplier doubled by 100%. And then go to the bottom left. Small explosion chance, 45% here. And it will be not explosion of fire, but of frost. And same goes over here. Decoy can cause additional small explosions. So pretty nice to have. It will slow down enemies, possibly like freeze them. Also, you can increase duration and final explosive damage in this node if you like it. Or instead, you can spend 3 points over here to increase area and damage. So depending on what you like more. And then these nodes, basically mana efficiency. I like to have like 2 points in here always because we need to go to the next node, but 3 points is also effective. Sonic detonation to cause enemies get stacks of frailty and armor shred, but we want to go to this bottom part to get air shatter for armor shred stacks applied additional, and also to get this sound of flames. Now Sonic Wave will inflict fire resistance shred instead of armor shred. But we got frost fire powder, so this will be cold resistance shred. We are using a lot of cold damage, cold stuff with full build, and this will shred enemies even more. That's why this build works right now and also scales really nice into the later stages of the game. It is completely unique and pretty fun playstyle. I mean, it's not like completely unique, it's pretty classic. And if I'm not mistaken, that's all skills we need over here. We already covered all of them. Let's talk about strategy a little bit. I showed you gameplay, but basically your strategy again. To use all mana on puncture, then restore it with your flurry blows. You will restore it when you hit your enemy. In case enemies come close, use shift to get backwards, and you will get this protection layer with shurikens. If you're in real danger after shift, you can use decoy. It will cast some frost stuff. As you can see, it's frosty decoy and will blow himself up, possibly freezing enemies. If enemies come close and you don't want to run away too much, you're not like scared, you can use smoke bomb. One more layer, again it shreds enemies, giving them frailty stacks. It gives you stacks of silver shroud, so you will evade attacks. And basically standing like in smoke is really easy. So your basics plan should be like shift, decoy, get back, smoke. You already like run away for full level and then just shred them with your puncture. That's it, and that means we're going into passives. So passives. First of all, you start in as a rogue, get 8 points in Swift Assassin to increase your attack speed and physical damage, and 8 points in Steady Hand to get dexterity and health. This will be 16 points for now. Get 4 points in Dodge and Parry to increase your dodge rating and glancing blow chance, and that's it. So that's like it, you get 20 points in here. Then you will get 1 more point in Dodge and Parry and also 4 points in Sapping Strikes when you're ready and when you wish. So Sapping Strikes, when you use a skill that costs 0 mana and hit an enemy, you regain health and mana. This will work exactly on Flurry. So when you want to actually get this skill, you want to max out it before you're going into Puncture and getting this Penumbral Ambush, because you won't be able to restore your mana basically. So try to lane up this stuff when you're leveling. But when you're level 20, I mean, you got like 20 points, you got your Marksman learned, probably you will be ready with like 30 points, free 30 points. That's how you level Marksman. It's super easy. You get an increasing bow attack speed at first, and then get every point you need to get to these nodes over here. So Focus Fire to get more dexterity and dodge rating debuff, and also Prolonged Demise, you will reduce damage over time taken. Again, we don't have any resistance from this stuff from damage over time, so that's really useful node. And while wielding a bow with same node, we will increase our damage over time. So we're using builds that uses a lot of damage over time, it will increase our damage. And now you will finally get somewhere here, instantly learn Arrow Storm. You can get few points in Thief Quiver to gain more health, but most importantly to gain bow damage leached as health. Just 2 points will be enough to get 1% of this damage leached, and then get like Arrow Storm to 6 stacks. Arrow Storm, basically you saw it, when you're doing any type of skill, it will proc over here, so it's this green buff, and it just increasing bow attack speed. Then it goes on cooldown, you need to wait. And look, while on cooldown, that's our attack speed, but when it's off cooldown, I'm starting to attack, it procs, and we just like spamming like a machine gun. So all 6 points in here, and then nodes you want to get. You want to get Sharpshooter. When you hit enemy, based on how far away it from you, you gain Sharpshooter stack, which will increase bow damage. Easy and straightforward. you can get 10 stacks. It means you can get 250% bonus increase damage. Then covering fire, and basically we're going diagonal to the top right. When you perk Arrow Storm, you gain stack of Silver Shroud, so you will evade attacks with 100% chance. And you will gain 10 stacks, basically one attack with the bow, 10 stacks of Silver Shroud. It's impossible to hit you. Ethereal Arrows, increasing mana by 20% and increasing mana regeneration by 20%. And if you're using bow attacks that costs mana, it will have increased damage by 500% with full notes over here. And I would actually maybe save point for Penumbral Ambush until you can get to these notes a little bit. You can try it, but it feels really weak. But when you get to these notes, it's really crazy and powerful. And yes, this damage of Ethereal Arrows, it's not 5x, it's not 500% of bow damage, it's bow mana cost. So our skill normally costs 15 mana, for example, it will be 100% damage increase, just 100 damage increase. But with next node, Mana Wrap, you gain more mana, and also bow attacks costs more mana now. So now when our attack costs more mana, we will do more damage. It's super synergy, very powerful stuff. So that's a lot of points. What we can get more, basically, Missile Mastery to increase bow damage. Can be nice, but again, we kinda getting a lot of damage from damage over time with our stacks. That's why it's better to just get some dexterity. Falconer don't have any dexterity nodes in the first row, so Blade Dancer, completely free dexterity and Glancing Blow chance. And that's it. This will wrap up our build. I hope you enjoyed it. You will have blast playing it. And guys, see you in the next videos.